I am working today on a unicorn themed journal, and today's prints are from Forever Cute US, and I bought these on Etsy last night. I was jonesing pretty hard for some rainbows and unicorns for some reason. I don't know why. But I printed these two to a sheet. These are normally an 8.5 by 11, but I printed them two to a sheet. And at the 5 by 7 setting, so each one of these should be 5 by 7. Let's see, ish, because you gotta remember I did have to trim these out and stuff. So this one here is approximately 7 1/4. I think I used the but they are by 5. The fit to page. I don't remember. But they are some beautiful images. There's 10 pages, and I have printed out all of them to use. I have a really hard time picking one for the cover because they're all so gorgeous. I'll show you what I'm using for my cover here in just a minute. Oops. But this is the one I'm going to use on the front cover, this image. So I'll set these aside and they will not go, or this set will not go into a signature because I'm going to use it for the cover, duh. And then for the signatures, so far I'm not 100% sure if I'll add anything else, but it's just orange, yellow, pink, and purple dyed papers that I dyed quite some time ago. I used, I think, vinegar and food coloring and water. But this, let me see if I get the whole sheet. I bought 2 of them just in case I messed up. From Hobby Lobby. Isn't that pretty? So what I did last night when I got gung-ho and forgot that I was going to set up to record was I marked this off on, or set this down on my mat and figured out how big of a cover I would need for my largest pages. And I marked that out using a ruler and my bone folder. This isn't the ruler I used, but I knew how big I wanted it, cut it down, and then used a ruler like this and my bone folder just to score it this way. And I did score it on that side and then folded it in so that I would have each cover piece and the spine. Now for the inside, I am planning on using this gold foil butterfly on a peachy colored paper. Alright, for this, I will use some Beacon 3-in-1. Make sure I turn it the right way on here. And I want this to be the front. And what I'll do is I'll line it up. This way. And since I'm going to try to sew around this, what I'm going to do is just give it a pretty wide border and just mostly tack it down with the beacon. I'm going to have to let it dry, of course, in between. I'm really not using a whole lot. There's not a lot coming out, but I'm also using the nozzle to spread it. Then, because I think I'm going to sew around each cover piece, the front itself, the back itself, and then the spine itself to help hold it together. Because this is felt. I didn't say that when I brought the whole piece out. I'm sorry. Alright, that should be enough. Roll over here to my other box. I'm gonna get that down as even as possible. I'm not pushing hard. I just want to make sure that everything is adhered that has glue on it. And then grab my scissors and put this around the edges. So is everyone else experiencing, well, probably mostly in the Midwest, a faux fall? It gets down to like 42 degrees or 40 degrees at night. We've had frost already sometimes, and then some days it only gets up to like 65 degrees, and the other days it's 80 again. It's like Mother Nature cannot make up her mind. All right, so I am going to go let this dry, and then I'm going to sew around this, and I will be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back from sewing, and I got started working on the cover and forgot to turn my camera on, so I stopped, and I'll catch you up on what I've done so far. I have my horse or unicorn images here, and I'm going to glue those down using some art glitter glue, most likely. What's been in here is just the super glue, wood glue, and I'm telling you, this stuff works. It works really good. It bonds very well. But I think I'm going to try to use the art glitter glue, or either that, if I can't get this to work, I will use, because I've never glued to this felt material. But anyway, let me close that back up. I'm jumping all over the place. I'm sorry. I stitched around with pink on the top and blue on the bottom. Here, I can't see it. Let me look. Yeah, you can see that real well. The gold butterflies. And like I said, I'm using the gold foil image because of the gold sparkles that are in the images. So I'm going to use that, and also because I'm using these pages that I made with some gold splatters on them. So in keeping with that theme, I'm going to turn this over, and I am going to put this on the front and this on the back so that both sides have an image and they're not plain. And also because I couldn't make up my mind. I really liked both of them. And then, of course, this is probably going to be dried out, or not dried out, but clogged up. Seems to be my luck anymore. I'll take a straight pin and poke through it. Probably I'll just keep a pin in there. Anyway. Come on now. Why are we clogged? Well, I can't even get it open. That'll have to be something for my husband to do with his very strong hands. So we'll just get the old Beacon 3-in-1. I just like that art glitter glue, I can get such a precise and small line, and then I don't have to worry about quite as much seepage or lumps from it, while this won't really leave too many lines on the other side either. It's a thicker glue, it's more viscous, and therefore sometimes I get little bumps. So let's see how this goes. Oh, well, that was close. All right. Alright, now we'll do the same with the back side here. As you can see on the back side here, I wasn't sure which image I was going to use. There's a little glue booger. We don't want that. Out of all of the ones that I purchased. So, let's bring this down here. I'm going to try to center this. I hope this catches. All right, it did. Good, good, good. All right, so while I was off camera, I took a couple of my stamps. This one says beautiful, and this one says once upon a time. And I took them and used my ink and kind of blended these together, these three, in different ways for the two different words. And I'm not sure which one I prefer. I was hoping to maybe use a piece of fabric and a couple of flowers or a gem, one of these rainbow gems. See if I can get this open. Maybe one on each corner. The smaller ones. And then this, I was thinking this glittery butterfly that I embossed. I finally have a heat gun and some embossing powders and stuff. And I've also been playing around. I don't know if you know this or not, but embossing powder is literally just like mica flakes or glitter and acrylic, like for your nails. And I have lots of acrylic laying around. And I have done some embossing of items using clear acrylic. So, and it worked. Just a little heads up if you're ever out and about and you find some of those like Kiss acrylic kits from Walmart on clearance, snatch them up. And also, if you don't have an embossing tool or a heat gun, you can take your candle, light it up. I'm just making a demonstration. I would not cut my item out of my paper until after I got it stamped, but I would stamp it, put my embossing powder on it, and then you can hold it over the candle and heat it up, and it will also melt. The embossing powder will melt. So, but I just thought a heat gun would probably be more practical and safer. I am a bit of a klutz. So, but those are some just workarounds in case you don't have the budget to go out and purchase the items, or you have some things lying around your house and you just kind of want to have a go at it. See if it's something that you're interested in purchasing in the future, if you like the looks of the embossing items. Let's see, pull that out. Maybe pull a couple more on this side. There we go, there's a few more. But yeah, I was thinking about doing this and this, and I can't really make up my mind if I want to use the word beautiful and it would still stick out on the top and the bottom of the fabric there, or if I want to use Once Upon a Time. I really like the Once Upon a Time. I really like the beautiful. But anyway, once I stamped them out, I went around them. That one with just blue, but I went around that with the pink and blue and purple. And I'm really thinking that I'm going to do that. But now, do I want to add, I have some flowers here. Maybe something like this. I want to tie in the butterflies because I'll be using other butterfly images on the inside also. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to go with this little design here, the way this is looking. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some glue on this stamped out Once Upon a Time. And I try not to waste anything. I tried stamping it the first time and made it a little messy. So this time I just turned that little piece of cardstock over and did it again. Alright. And then I want this to be here. So I'm going to try. And this is the back of a one of those little like flashcard. What do you call these things? I can't think of it offhand. Index card. There was my daughter sneezing. And I actually had accidentally oversprayed on one of my pieces of fabric when I was spraying to make it coffee dyed, using coffee dye spray. Let's get that corner there a little bit better. But I turn it over and it's perfectly fine for this. Let me see if I can't get that excess blob of glue there. There we go. We have to clean the tip of that off. I also have another one of these, or I have this. pink of those. I don't know, I kind of like the look of adding more flowers because of the trail of florals here. I wonder if I did, let's do a purple, see how that looks. Add some color to the white. These were just flowers that I cut out a long time ago. I have a project where I took an old mirror from the 60s that had like that, it was just a plastic frame, and I covered it in flowers that I made myself. And these are just from punches or die cuts. I don't know that made that any better. Maybe one of the brighter glitter ones. And this, and the smaller. No, I think I'm just going to leave it just like this. And I could always put this down here on that, or up at the top if I wanted to, but I think I'll save it for the inside. But that's what we got so far. And I think what I'm going to do for the closure is once I get all of the pages inside, I'm just gonna grab all these and throw them together like this. Oh, close that before I end up with stuff all over the place. I was gonna give it a something solid. Anyway, and then this is stretchy, like for the elastic baby headbands and things like that. And just wrap that around. And then add, I'll trim this off, of course. I have another button around here somewhere, there. I could go with a purple button on that purple flower, or I could do the white flower with a purple button. I've got a couple of different purple buttons that are kind of translucent. This one here has a design. Pardon me, I'm sorry. And that's kind of it color shifts a little bit between blue and purple. Or then I have this. So, I figure once I get to the end, I will figure all that out. But that's all I have for today. I'm trying to make my videos not quite so long. I know nobody wants to watch a 40-minute video, or well, not everyone wants to watch a 40-minute video, and I'm pretty much done with the cover. Next will be the insides.